Namaste. Welcome to our SOULful Sunday Memorial Day weekend class. We are going to start laying over the blocks to start with some back bends. So I'd like you to place a block behind you. This should feel good, like a big heart opening posture. And then a block behind your head can be straight up and down or sideways, just whatever feels good. Of course, straight up and down is going to be a little easier. And as you lay back the sideways block, it's on its long, short end, thin end, should be behind your chest. The other one behind the head. And then you can just relax. So you can see how this opens up the chest, the heart center. It opens up the shoulders and all the pectoral muscles across the chest. And you can let your arms be by your sides, palms up, or in a T if that feels good, or even stretching over your head as long as it doesn't stop you from breathing. Okay. And once you're in that position, I want you just to close your eyes. We're going to practice anicca. We're going to practice yata bhuta, right? So anicca is the impermanence of all things. So as you close your eyes, you might feel something strong. And what you can do is just softly breathe in and out of your body, and you can watch the transformation of that feeling as it shifts from something hard to something soft or softer. So really try to be just curious about what you're feeling in your body rather than reactive. Okay, now if you feel pain that's different, you want to shift what you're doing to go around pain, maybe arms back by your sides, or adjusting where the block is on your spine. So that's called anicca, the impermanence, the temporariness of all things. And then where yata bhuta is about acceptance. Yata bhuta means as it is. So we practice just being present with what is, loving ourselves right where we are, and just allowing ourselves to open naturally, not through force. So feel your breath by your nose, feel it going in and out. This is Anapana meditation, awareness of breath by the nose from the Vipassana tradition of meditation. And feel the texture, the feeling tone of that breath as you bring your awareness into this present moment, right here, right now, where you are. As Eckhart Tolle says, this is the only moment that we have, this one. Use your breath to anchor yourself into the present through this practice so you don't get lost on thoughts and worries and fear and doubt. So I want you to start to witness your thinking. Watch the thoughts as if watching a movie screen as thoughts come and go through your mind, kind of like clouds floating through the sky. And we step back a little bit so we can get some perspective on it. And see it as a thought, find it interesting. This is a neutral way of seeing thinking. I am not my thoughts. This is your mantra. Remember, man means mind, tra means vehicle. So the mantra of I am not my thoughts is something to keep you focused on the present. Mantra, a vehicle for your mind to get present, to get focused. Okay, so we're feeling the breath by the nose. We're witnessing the thoughts and relaxing the body so it can open naturally. And each exhale, maybe relaxing a little further. Try to let your breath be natural right now, which makes the sensations more subtle, maybe a little bit harder to find. You really have to dig through the thoughts, the avidya of the mind, that veil of illusion. Eventually you'll get there. All right, now that we're a little softer, we're going to begin some deeper breathing, pranayama. And we're going to start with Dirga Pranayama. So we're going to breathe into the belly and let the belly expand. We're going to breathe out, gently draw the belly muscles in. And just do that a few times. Breathing in, let your belly expand and soften. And breathing out, draw the belly muscles back. Just softly. That's Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal lock. But we're not doing a hard form of this, just something soft. Okay? So that's the first part of the breath. The second part is the rib cage. So on your next inhale, feel your ribs spread out. And as you exhale, just relax. Do it again. Breathe in, ribs expand. And breathe out, relax. Remember, you're only breathing in a way that feels good, soothing, healing. Nothing hard about this class. This is yin. It's the softer side of yoga. Now let's take the breath up to the chest. So breathe in, feel your chest rise, and breathe out, let it fall. The heart chakra begins to open even more as we start to spread love and compassion from the heart center into the whole body. Breathing in, expanding, breathing out, relaxing. Try to fill your chest with that emerald green light of the heart chakra. Breathe out, relax. Good. Now we'll fill the lungs like a glass, filling the belly, then the ribs, then the chest. Pause. Empty chest, empty ribs, belly draws back, pause. Filling and emptying at your own pace. Remember, the pause is called upekkhā. So this is retainment of the breath. Just for a second at the top and just for a moment at the bottom as you draw the belly muscles back. That just helps to push out stale air from the bottom of the lungs. Now when you're ready, start to bring your arms up and then back over your head if this serves you, right? We're here to serve ourselves today, to practice self-care. So arms just hanging over the head if it feels right. If not, just keep them where they are. But everyone continue to breathe. That's the important thing. So if anything we do stops us from being able to breathe softly and smoothly, we know we've gone too far. We just back out of the pose. That's called playing your edge. So work at a place that feels like sweet discomfort for yourself today. Good. A few more breaths here. Let gravity do the work. Then we're going to slide the feet flat. Place the feet flat on the mat. Just let your knees fall over to the right and just roll off into fetal position. And rest on the side of your body. On Mother Earth, feel her support. And then push into the earth when you're ready, slowly coming up to seated meditation for a moment. So this is an outer rotation of your hips, and we're going to try to open up the hips and the spine and the shoulders and the ankle joints today. This is for the joints, this type of practice. So place your hands at your heart center. Anjali Mudra, let the thumbs touch your breastbone. Close your eyes and set an intention for today's class. What is it that you want? Maybe it's a practice of compassion as we send out love and compassion to those who are suffering in the world, or maybe it's something more personal. But whatever you ask for, say thank you for it, knowing you deserve to get what you want, that you have the power to heal yourself and others. Let's bring the hands to the forehead to touch. Remember, the thoughts will be there, but they're not who you are. So just watch, be the witness to your thinking. Back to the heart center. We'll start with 3 soft ohms. Breathe in. Om. 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 Your hands come down, softly open your eyes when you're ready, and try to keep a soft gaze. Let's bring the right leg forward, left leg back. So we're starting with the easiest of the 4 directions of the hips, and easy is relative because, you know, we're really getting into the joint, into the ligament. So you want your right leg in this 90-degree angle, left knee bent out to the side. Do whatever feels good with this left leg. But line up the top of your mat with your shin and the thigh with the side of the mat. Now, you want to relax the muscle so the joint takes on the pressure. That's the target. So if your leg is relaxed, start moving forward. And even moving forward can help you to relax the leg. Especially right when you bring the leg into this position, this back leg, you start feeling a lot. That's an inner rotation. We'll get to that next. So right leg 90 degrees, outer rotation. We're going to fold forward if there's space as we look into the body for what we're looking for, right? We're looking for sweet discomfort in the body. So where do I feel pressure, but I can still relax and breathe? That's where the benefits come, is when we're working at that particular place in between too hard and too soft. Taking nice long breaths to help us find that place and not being in a hurry, being patient. Okay, so once you find that place, you can use props to hold yourself up. Maybe your blocks are under your elbows, maybe block under the forehead with elbows on the blocks. Second principle, once you find your edge, is to become still at the edge. Right? Stillness. This is why in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, right, one of the only ancient texts of yoga that talks about the physical practice, it says that the premier, the ultimate posture is Sukhasana, a simple seated meditation posture, because stillness is hard for us humans. So please do your best to be there, to be present, to breathe and relax. Let the thoughts move to the background. Practice dharana, concentration on your body and your breath. So that's our first minute. We have 4 left. This is a 5-minute hold. Now remember, if it gets a little bit too strong, you come up a little, maybe even pulling your front foot back slightly to take some pressure off. If it gets too easy, you go down further, eventually maybe sliding your back knee back. So you're in charge of the sensation. So Brahmavihara, Brahmaviharas are a series of 4 Buddhist virtues and the meditation practices made to cultivate them. They are also known as the 4 immeasurables, or the 4 infinite minds. The first one is loving kindness or benevolence, known as mettā or mettā. We used to sing about this in our when we used to sing kirtan back in Michigan. Compassion, karuṇā. Empathetic joy, muditā. And equanimity, upekkhā or upekkhā. So this is what we'll be just kind of diving into just a little bit today throughout this class. Nice steady breaths. We're halfway there now. Just 30 more seconds. See if there's anything else that you're holding in or up, and see if you can soften. So we're releasing tension not only from the IT band on the outside of the front leg, but also from the lower back. All of these poses can help with lower back pain, with sciatica, because tightness in the hips causes tightness all around the hips, in the legs, and the lower back. Okay, so let's slowly start to rise. Remember, we want to move slowly in this class. We're just going to bring both legs gently out front. Let your legs stretch out. And then as you stretch your legs in front of you, put your hands behind you and just be still for a moment. What do you feel? Can you feel any difference between the right and left leg? And then we can gently bounce the knees, the back of the knees against the floor, just softly. Let's place the feet flat when you're ready at the edges of the mat and let your knees tip side to side. So Yin Yoga is about slowing down and letting go. It's a passive practice where we can be peaceful in the pose and really work on the mind aspect of yoga. Let's place the hands and feet flat. You can stay here and just arch the chin and chest, even crossing the ankles to do that even deeper, or you can lift your hips off the ground. Just be careful because this is strong. Locking your arms, squeeze your butt. This is very yang. So we do have some yang poses in our yin class. You can drop your head back if it serves you. When you're done, put your bum on the ground, cross your ankles and shake your hands out. Roll the shoulders. So that can strengthen your wrists as long as you do a little bit stretching afterwards. Roll the wrist around, roll the shoulders, open and close the hands. And let's take a cleansing breath. Breathe in. Left leg forward, right leg back, same sequence on the second side. So line up your thigh at the side of your mat, the shin with the top. Unless you feel like you're really falling to the left, feel free to pull your left foot back slightly. That's going to help take some of that outer rotation pressure off. And then you can start moving forward if you have space, right? That's why I can't tell you where to go in this class. And I teach my teachers to have their students inquire, right? We're doing a self-inquiry here. How do I feel when I sit up? How do I feel when I come forward? Do I need more or less to be at that sweet discomfort place where I receive the benefits? Once you find your edge, the first principle, second principle, or tattva, is to become still. And in that stillness, the magic happens. Just keep breathing, keep witnessing your thinking, feeling your breath by your nose, and listening to your body. So bring your attention inward. That's called pratyahara, senses inward. Give yourself time to acclimate to each posture. That's the first minute already, so we have 4 to go. Just keep relaxing, making your intuitive adjustments. So the first Brahmavihara is loving kindness, or mettā in Pali, which was the language of the Buddha in Sanskrit, Mayatri. And loving kindness is active goodwill towards all. So while we're in this pose, let's practice some mettā. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free. Because when you say all beings, you're including yourself. This is for all beings, small and large, human and non-human, living or not living. May all beings be happy, healthy, and free. One more minute, keep breathing. Taking care of this temple, this body. Practicing mettā. Now we're going to slowly rise, leaning to the left so you can bring both legs out front. And just sit for a moment with it and see what you're feeling. If you can feel any buzzing or lightness, heat, coolness, energy flowing. You can tap the backs of your knees against the mat gently if you like. And then put your feet flat and let your knees tip side to side. Reverse table again, if it feels good for you, hands and feet flat. Lift and squeeze. Remember, you can sit and open up your chest. What feels good? What feels safe and healing for your body today? When you're finished, put your seat on the ground, shake out your hands. Close your eyes, notice how you feel now. So your hips move in 4 main directions, plus adduction and abduction. So these classes move your hips in all 4 directions every class. So you're constantly and continuously, consistently, hopefully, creating more health in the joints of the hips and the spine and everything else that we work, the shoulders. Okay, let's take a cleansing breath. Inhale. All right, let's come to our cats and cows. So you want your blocks at the top of your mat so you can reach them. So that was the outer rotation portion of the class, right? So working on the IT bands and of course the lower back, as I mentioned. So hands are flat, fingers are spread out, middle finger forward, knees on your blanket wider than the mat. On the inhale, tail and chin lift. On the exhale, tail and chin go down and the back lifts. So inhale, cow, let your belly drop, tail and chin go up. On your exhale, tail and chin down, round your back like a cat. Okay, nice and slow. Breathe in peace, breathe out what you don't need, let it go. I like to close my eyes when I practice because it really helps me to bring my attention inward. All right, now we're going to go into inner rotation next, so frog pose. So put your blocks under you, and you can have 2 stacked, and that's usually where people start. Another block at the top of the mat sideways for your forehead. But if you're more advanced, you can put the blocks sideways or even just one sideways. And then get on top of the blocks in your table, knees on the blanket. Put your elbows where your hands were. So you're still in table, but down on your forearms. Slide your knees open on the blanket. And that's why the blanket's wider than the mat. And then let your body rest against the block. See, I don't need my arms anymore, right? Because my body is being supported by my props at a place that feels like sweet discomfort. All right, so once you find your edge, let's just relax and breathe. We're going to stay here also for 5 minutes, just like our first posture. So we're working on the inner thigh tissue as opposed to the outer thigh tissue of our first pose. Okay, find your edge. You can keep your feet where they are or spread them wider if you need more pressure, but give yourself time to acclimate before you start making changes. Good. The forehead is on the other block, or maybe you're using a pillow or something else. Even your hands or fists. stacked on top of each other. Just relax and breathe. Working on the root chakra so we can feel grounded today as well. So kidney and liver channels being fed in this pose as they stimulated through the pressure on the meridian pressure points. Okay, that's our first minute, 4 to go. Let's keep breathing. Bringing your mind into the body, right? Mind-body connection. Breath is the bridge. Use the breath to stay present. So the second Brahmavihara is compassion. And compassion results from mettā, from loving kindness, and it is identifying the suffering of others as one's own. So maybe right now we can send compassion to Texas, to the people involved. We can do a little selfless meditation of breathing, if you feel up to it, of course, breathing in their pain and sending out love and compassion, sending out healing. Now remember, the ego is the only thing that can be hurt by this pain that you're breathing in, that which you are not. So we can transform that pain into love and compassion, into healing energy, and send it back for the next couple of minutes. So this is the second direction that we're moving the hips today so far. This is inner rotation, way up by the hip joints. Just be patient with yourself. Let your body relax for the next minute. Keep on breathing, helping your mind stay focused on the body. If you want more, spread the knees out a little further, bring your blocks down lower, or like I said, spread your feet, turn your toes out like a frog. Sweet discomfort's always the goal here though, so don't go too far. All right, let's gently move the blocks out from under us. Get up on your elbows and come forward to your belly. Slowly bring your legs back behind you. Turn your head to one side, relax and breathe. Good, try to let your legs relax. Take a few breaths into your belly, working on the diaphragm. Your hands can be by your sides, palms up, or whatever feels comfortable for the neck. Now, very gentle back bend, good for lower back pain, is our Sphinx pose. So elbows under shoulders. The hands can be together or apart, whatever feels natural, and just let your hips gently rock side to side if that feels nice on your sacrum. Now you can hold your head up here. You could put a block straight up and down under your forehead to help your body relax. Or you could just let your head dangle if that feels good on the back of the neck. Make sure to continue to breathe. If your head is hanging, you're welcome to let your chin gently go side to side like a slow motion pendulum. These are all just suggestions. Do what feels good for your body today. Now, if you need more pressure, this back bend is not strong enough, you're not feeling much, you could put a block under each elbow to lift yourself up slightly. Same thing goes with everything else. You could rock your hips, you could let your head hang, or keep it up. Now, if you're craving a little bit more, in a good way, hands are flat, squeeze your bum, lock your legs, and lift the elbows off the mat for seal pose. Now, this is a high back bend, so please be careful with your lower back. Maybe one of the other two options are more appropriate. Lift your ribs, lift your chest, lift your chin. Stay as long as you like, and when you're done, you go back to the ground, turn your head the other way for another spinal twist for your cervical spine for the other direction of your neck. Now let's place the hands under the shoulders, come up to table, bring your knees onto your blanket just for comfort, and sit back in child's pose. See how you feel. Bowing to your beautiful self here. Maybe your block is under your forehead, or your hands are fist stacked. Just let your back stretch out after the back bends. Feel the tops of the feet, the knees getting a beautiful stretch. Keep breathing. Stay relaxed so your body can open naturally. Good. Let's slide the hands back so we can sit directly on the feet, or feel free to put a block between the feet to sit on, or even two blocks can be stacked under your seat. You can just sit right back on the blocks. Your knees can open a bit if you're sitting on the blocks. And then we just want to let the tops of the feet start to open naturally. So some of us can sit on the feet, that's fine. And some people need more support. So please be there for your body right now. Now, if it's too much, if it's not enough just to sit on the feet, you're not feeling much, you've done this enough, that the tops of the feet are open, you can lean back to create more stretch in the hip flexors and the quads. And then if you want more pressure in the ankle, you can lift the knee off the floor. So there's 4 meridians that end up on the tops of the feet, that go across the tops of the feet that we're stimulating right now. And remember that it's the lower body meridians that begin or end in the toes. Upper body meridians begin or end in the fingers. So we're working on our organs here as well. Now, from here, I'd like you to come forward, wiggle your feet around a little bit. Nice and slow movements. Good for your ankle joint. And then turn the toes under, stretch your toes out. So we want to keep the energy flowing through these meridians so the organs can work efficiently and effectively. So this is where they begin or end, in this, where these toes are touching the ground right now. And you can let your heels come apart if your pinkies don't touch, your pinky toes, so you can get all toes stretching. Your hands can stay in front of you or climb onto your thighs if you need more. Just keep breathing. And then this next pose might be too strong, so you do what feels good. You could stay here if it is. Lift the knees off the ground and come to this little squat at the back of your mat behind your blanket. And then just stay here and breathe. We're stretching the calf muscles, the Achilles tendons, the heel cords. You could let your head stay up or maybe let it dangle if that feels nice on the neck. So we're heading towards the third direction out of the four that we're going to be moving the hips today. Inner outer rotation so far. Next is flexion. So forward folding. So let's roll up to standing and place your feet hip distance apart on your mat so they're facing forward evenly. And we're going to bend the knees and place the elbows on top of the thighs. Kind of like a catcher at a ball game, right? So I don't want you rounding the back. I want you to drop your back so your chest can stay open, your heart, right? And then you can let your head hang as long as you're not dizzy. If you are, just hold your head up. We'll only be here for 3 minutes. So keep on breathing. And then you start to explore, right? Investigate, where do I need to be at that sweet discomfort point where I receive the benefits? So you may need to straighten your legs more or less. You may need to allow your body just to hang forward instead of having your elbows on your knees. What feels best? So the third of the four Brahmaviharas is sympathetic joy. And in Sanskrit, it's called muditā. And sympathetic joy is the feeling of joy because others are happy. Even if one did not contribute to it, it is a form of sympathetic joy. So who could you be joyful for right now? Who can you bring forward right here, right now in your mind and just feel this deep joy for them? And as you're breathing in and out, just imagine that feeling of joy for the other, right? For someone else. You are joyful for them. So this is really selfless, a form of selfless service. And I do know people that have an issue with this, right? That you can see that it's hard for them to be happy for other people that are happy or have good things going on because they're not happy. So I think this can contribute to our own happiness. Practice sympathetic joy. Breathe. Less than a minute to go. You can shake your head yes, you can shake your head no. You can bring your hands behind your back, interlace, stretch the arms over the head if you want to go really deep. Be careful, this is hard. You want to listen to the body here. Watch the mind, don't let the ego guide the practice. Beautiful, that's it. So let's come back down to table and back down to child's pose, just for a few breaths. Take a little rest, just feeling what's happening within your body right now. All right, we're going to rise to table for the last of the four directions of the hips we're practicing today. Just move your body around in table again. Remember, your hands are flat, your fingers are spread out, your knees are hip distance on the blanket. And then just up and down with your movements, with your breath. Inhale, peace. Exhale what you don't need today. Let it go. Remember, you can go side to side. You can go in circles. What feels good? Good. Just organic movements for your body. right, spinal twist, helping to open the heart chakra, but also working on the ribs and the side body. Right arm goes up. Right arm slides behind the left hand onto the floor with the palm up, bringing the right shoulder to the mat, the right side of the face or head. And this is called thread the needle pose. And we want the back of the right arm against the mat with the palm up, just letting your head rest above it. It's only 2 minutes here. And this just helps to open up the shoulder, the space between the shoulder blades on your back, the neck, wherever you're feeling it. Maybe you're feeling the rib cage stretch. All right, 2 minutes, let's breathe. So equanimity is the fourth of the Brahmaviharas. Equanimity, upekkhā, in Pali, the language of the Buddha, or in Sanskrit, upekkhā, or upekkhā. Equanimity is even-mindedness and serenity, treating everyone impartially. See if you can feel equanimity in your body right now as we balance the yang of life with this yin yoga practice. You can lift up your other arm if you want more pressure on the bottom arm. Lift the left arm up in this case. Bring it behind you, or you can interlace the fingers in front of you and try to straighten both arms. Maybe still using the left hand in front of you for support. What feels good? Good. Right, left hand in front of the face, right arm sweeps to the sky. We're going to stay here and really feel the stretch here. Maybe rolling that right wrist up in the air in circles. And then simply stepping the right foot back to easy side plank. So we're back to our basic practice today. Let the head hang, shake your head slowly, yes and no. Make sure the left knee is supporting you, so you could lift that left hand if you needed to. And then just let the right arm fall back, opening your heart to the world. Breathe. Letting go of fear, moving towards love here. Good. The arm can also go over the ear if that feels nice. Breathing into your waist, and you can bend that bottom elbow if you want to make the right side stronger. Good. Letting the head hang. Okay, now we're going to step the right foot through to the top of the mat for the fourth direction of the hips today. So take a big step forward with the right foot. Place a block in front of your back leg and just let your back thigh rest against that block. So we let the hips come down, and then we use a block to support us wherever the body stops naturally. Make sure your front knee is over your front ankle, and then take a block under each hand and lift your chest up. So we're getting a nice stretch in the front of the left hip, right? The leg that's back. The front knee is over the front ankle. The blocks are here supporting us, maybe an elbow against the right thigh instead for more support. All right, we'll just be here for a couple minutes. Let's breathe. Nice, slow, steady breaths. So this is called high dragon, and dragon is an extension of the hip joint. Fourth direction, inner, outer rotation, flexion, and now extension. Your back toes can curl under or point, whatever feels natural. So we're working with stomach and spleen meridian energy now, feeding the digestive tract. Letting go of worry, practicing equanimity. Now feel the nose where the breath is entering and exiting. And notice if the breath is going in and out with just one nostril, or does it seem to be switching? Or is it maybe going in and out through both? Just notice without judgment. Yata Bhuta, as you are today. Leaning forward if it's too strong, leaning back if you need more. Just a few more breaths here. We're going to go to our low dragon. Now this is usually the strongest pose for most people because people are tight in the front of the hips from sitting, right? So sitting can really tighten up the hip flexors. This is stretching and trying to reverse that tension. And then it will relieve tension from the lower back by stretching the front of the hip. So let's lean into baby dragon, just laying over the front leg. This might be where you'll want to stay if this is strong enough. Otherwise, put blocks on the inside of the front foot. They can be stacked or sideways again, just like in frog. And then put your elbows on your blocks. Walk your right foot out to the right, making room for this right shoulder inside the right knee. And we'll stay here just for a couple minutes. Okay, so continue to breathe. Back toes again can point or flex, what feels best. Now remember, Nietzsche, it's temporary. Find equanimity in that. I don't have to be here forever. The mind might be exaggerating what you're experiencing. So try to stay with the sensation instead. And make your intuitive adjustments. If you need less, go back to that baby dragon. That's fine. Just 90 seconds. Breathe in, breathe out. So what we're feeling is release of tension if we work at that sweet discomfort point. Because we can breathe there, we can relax, even though we might be feeling something uncomfortable, sweet discomfort. And if we can stay there, then this connective tissue can be affected by the pose because it takes time for it to open. It's like plastic, not rubbery like muscle. So it's almost like traction for the joint, just like they do when you put braces on the teeth. They don't do it all at once, little by little. The teeth straighten, the hips open. Same thing here. 30 seconds. Do what feels good with your neck. You can rock your head, yes. Rock your head gently, no. Okay, so we're going to straighten the arms and pull Pull the hips back very gently, slowly. And if it's hard to come out of the pose, that means you did it right. Now let's bow over the right leg for a moment, working on that yang channel that goes from the inner corner of the right eye over the head, down the sides of the spine, all the way down the back of the right leg. So this is the yang energy. The urinary bladder channel down the back body. Let's take it back to table again, right leg back. Just go back to where we started, hands and knees, cows and cats, up and down, nice and slow, nice and gentle. So just one more part to go here. We're almost done with class. Just move around any way that feels good. And then we're going to bring the left arm up to the sky, breathe in, and then place that left arm on the floor behind the right wrist, bringing the shoulder down and the left side of the face or head. Okay, keeping the hips over the knees, just for safety. And let's just acclimate, just breathe. It's only 2 minutes. Such a good stretch for your upper back. Good. Bringing our system, our body, our mind, our hearts back to equanimity, back into balance. Breathe in, breathe out. So we're creating this rhythmic movement of breath to help ourselves come back to center. So the pendulum swings way this way, fear and doubt, pain, suffering, and we can go in the other direction, way up into joy, right, ecstasy. So it kind of, we want to go back to that center line. In Buddhism, they call it the middle way, right? So we're not swung too far in either direction. That equanimity is right in the middle there. Knowing that things are temporary, we can be in balance. One more minute. You can lift your right arm if you want more pressure on the left shoulder, bring it behind the back. Interlace the fingers in front of you if you'd like. Try to straighten that top arm. Or just use your hand in front of you for support. Feeling the evenness of the breath. Okay, right hand in front of the face. Let's sweep the left arm to the sky and just hold it there for a few moments. Rolling that left wrist around in the air, maybe racking the head a little bit. What feels good? And then step your left foot back to easy side plank. Right toes can come behind you like a kickstand. And just let the head hang again in this direction, maybe racking your head yes and no, or just letting it hang. What feels good? Opening the heart to the sky, or maybe bringing the arm over the ear if that feels good. Bending the right elbow for more pressure on the left waist. Do what feels good today. Alright, come down to table, take a big step forward with the left foot to the top of your mat. And then place a block in front of your right leg so you have support there, right knee, and then blocks under the hands. So lifting the chest, Closing the eyes and finding that sweet discomfort, finding your edge. In between too much and too little, too hard, too soft. Finding that middle way, that equanimity in the pose. Keep breathing, soft, slow breaths. Just here for a couple minutes. You can do a little neck work here if you're comfortable. The elbow can also be on the left knee, by the way. You could look up and down, trying to find that place that feels good to stretch, maybe just leaving the chin in the sky for a few breaths. We're improving our range of motion as we put pressure on the ligaments of the joints, the connective tissue. Okay. And also turn your head side to side like we did on the belly during the frog segment of class today. That's the spinal twisting or shearing of the cervical spine. And then you can drop the ear over each shoulder for a few breaths, and that would be lateral flexion of your spine. Kind of like our side plank we were just in. Just a few more breaths. Try to breathe into the spaces that feel tight or feel resistant, neglected, and just breathe in. Feel it come alive. Feel the energy start to flow there. Now lean forward into baby dragon. Remember, you're welcome to stay there. Placing the blocks inside the foot, bringing elbows to the blocks if you like. Step the left foot out to the left a little. Maybe you're sliding your back knee back. Drop the hips. Just a couple more minutes. Keep breathing. So now we're just putting a little more pressure on the front leg here. This is good for your back bends in your other class, this pose, as well as just alleviating tension in the back, lower back part of your body. Realigning the pelvic girdle. Nice long breath. See if you can breathe softly into your stomach. Breathe out, relax. You don't need to force anything. So the Buddha is said to have written or said that practice, talking about the Brahmavihara, the mere cultivation of love and so forth, according to the fourfold instructions, is conducive not to turning away, nor to dispassion, nor to quieting, nor to cessation, nor to direct knowledge, nor to enlightenment, nor to nirvana, but only to rebirth in the world of Brahma. Let's shift the hips back slowly, bowing over the left leg, waking up the yin channel a little bit more today so we can be peaceful and calm and move slow with awareness. Good. Let your head drop if that feels nice, feeling that length through the left side. Okay, let's take the left leg back. We're going to come back to our seat and place the blocks behind us. We're going to end the class just like we started. But let's take a pause here, close the eyes, and notice what you're feeling. If you feel vibration, you feel heat or cool, we just notice without judgment. Yata Bhuta, as you are. We'll take a calming, healing breath. Let's take a breath in through the nose and sigh it out. And then we can take rest in our Shavasana, restorative back bend. So lay back on your blocks, just like the beginning of class. And we'll just rest here for 2 minutes, allowing all the healing energy to assimilate into the body. Do what feels good with your arms again and your legs. And just close your eyes and find your stillness. No place to go, nothing to do, just practice being. So swallow to relax your throat, let your jaws part. Relax the tongue, relax the cheeks, and relax the roof of your mouth, the sky of your body. Imagine a beautiful rain pouring through you. From the roof of your mouth, the sky of the body, to the pelvic floor, the earth of the body. And let that rain wash away anything that's not in equanimity or serving your equanimity today. Just imagine. Remember, it can be a downpour or a gentle sprinkle, and it can be any color that you like. Move your attention to your eyes now, feeling the eyes relax as you look inward and outward today with compassion. Let your forehead relax. We want to remember that we're not our thoughts throughout this day. And stay present with the breath. So let's begin to breathe softly in and out through the nose again. Feel your body relaxed and more open to receiving breath. Breathe out. Feel your body relaxing more into the present. Now skim your thumbs across your fingertips. Notice your senses are wide awake now. And then stretch the arms up and over the head again. See if it feels any different. Letting gravity do the work. We can slide the feet flat. And this time, let the knees fall to the left. Let the body follow. Just rest in fetal on the left side of your body. So connecting through that yin channel, bringing more yin energy into your body, mind, and heart, and into the world as we slowly rise up to seated to close the practice out today from a place of equanimity, of peace, of compassion, and love. Hands come together again at the heart center. Thank yourself for being here, for taking this time to do this good work for your body, your spirit, and your mind. Let's seal it in with one Om. Breathe in. Om. Remember remember, the light in you and me is the same as the light in all beings. See the light in yourself every day and try to see it in everyone you meet. Namaste. Thank you for being here. Have a beautiful day.